Pray right now, Lord, that you look down, Lord, with mercy upon me. I pray, Lord, as tiredness sits in, just for a respite, just for a moment, Lord. I pray right now, Lord, as you lift me beyond trials and troubles, Lord, and give me what I need, Lord, just to reach the next moments. I know, Lord, that even though things may not be as I want them to be, it's all about your will and your way. Use me, Lord. I pray right now you let me decrease that you may increase. Holy Spirit, you preach this word, Lord, that they may see me. You say if I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto me. So I lift you up right now, Lord. Bless those who are here, Lord. Let us have a great moment from trials and troubles. Let us be on one accord, Lord, as we go to you, craving your word from you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. 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 For all of the saints of God who are here today, if you would turn with me to Luke's Gospel, chapter 2, verse 40 through 42. Luke, chapter 2, verse 40 through 42. You know, everybody got their Bible, got their cell phone, got their apps, got their everything there this moment. I see everybody standing. Y'all need some air in here? Remember, turn the air.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Turn the phone back here, so I'm going to pull the banana on back here, the one back there, the back there. Amen. It's okay. Luke's Gospel, chapter 2, verse 40 through 42. This is what Luke says. And the child grew and waxed strong in spirit, filled with wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. And when they had fulfilled the days, they returned. The child Jesus tarried behind in Jerusalem, and Joseph and his mother knew not of it. They, supposing him to have journeyed, been in the company, went a day's journey, and they sought him among their kinfolks and acquaintances. When they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem, seeking him. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord as we speak on this subject, and the grace of God was upon him. The grace of God was upon him. You know, church, I appreciate the Sister Hurd busting me out on my birthday this morning. Stuff on there. But you know, I look at my family and I went and I read our family Bible. You know, grandmother-in-law, mom and them always had that big Bible with everybody's information recorded in it. And there was a son that was born between me and my brother Carly. And every year around this time, I wondered how he would have been. How Fee Lewis Thomas would have been. When I get to heaven, I'll find out as I'm about to introduce yourself, man, I'm your brother. And I wonder what he would have been like. You know, and I feel his presence with me even to this day. And so, you know, it's like having a twin. It's like we were that close in our birth times. Come on, man. That's what happened. Mom had the big old families. They had kids like that. Stair-step kids, what we call them in the country. It's up there. But our scripture this morning, our lesson this morning, when you look back on the roads you traveled, and so you look at the journey of your life and all the things you've gone through. A lot of people would say, well, my journey, Pastor, was okay, but I got that way because of my education and opportunities that people gave me and my intellectual ability and the connections that I had and politics I was involved in and hard work that I did. But you know, some people look at it and say, you know, it was just plain luck that I got what I have. It was just plain luck. See, many people at the beginning of the year was hoping that they would be lucky enough just to survive the time up to right now. Amen. But every time we do that, something comes in our life to let us see that, you know what? It can't be luck that got me where I am right now. You see, they hope that they would be lucky enough that, you know, I could be successful in my career and all the personal pursuits I had and all these things I'm going through. That's what blessed me and that's what grace was about. Well, when I reached this point, they would just say, I was just lucky. But let me ask you a question this morning. Was it really luck that you survived the storms of life you've been through so far this year? Was it luck that you overcome a family problem that plagued you and you still dealing with it? Or was it really luck that you stumbled into a job that you didn't think that you were going to have? It wasn't even on the books. It wasn't even there. Nobody even thought about hiring you. And you came into a job and all of a sudden it fell into your lap. Or a new housing opportunity that you didn't have before. You wasn't even living in a house, and all of a sudden the house come open for you. And you can look at it and say it was pure luck. Or a wayward child that came back home after you done prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed that that child will turn around, and all of a sudden the turnaround comes. You see, some people don't realize what grace really is. We don't realize what grace really is. We don't realize how blessed we are to say that God's grace. Brother Luther Ingram have a song out right now saying it was God's grace that got me where I am right now. It's God's grace. While there are a few who can say, well, you know what, on this journey this year, at the beginning of the year, they told me to eat some black-eyed peas, I would have luck. They said if you eat some cabbage green, I would have luck. If you eat some chitlins, you know what, you'd have luck. And you know what, they're still living on those things today. They said if you got a rabbit foot and you put it in your pocket and stuff, or a horseshoe over your door, you will have luck right there. But I promise you, if you ask the rabbit if he wanted to give him his foot, he would tell you no. If you ask the horse, you want to give him that horse, he would tell you no. I can tell you that it's only by God's grace that you're where you at right now. And there's others that know that there's no such thing as luck that got you there. Because if that's the case, then how did you get in the world anyway? Because it was by luck. You're saying that you made it, that mom and dad got together and you got here. It was by luck that you got here. It was because the grace of God was upon you. You see, you got to understand, truth be told, the presence of the Lord, it was nothing but the grace of God. We had grace before we really realized what it really was. You sang that song, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. It was grace that carried them through the whole field. It was grace that carried them through the struggle. It was grace that carried them through whippings and beatings and hangings and all the things that you couldn't do. You see, the grace of God surrounds us each and every day. It strengthens us when we're weak and we don't think that we can make it. It's God's grace that shows up. It shows up and lets us know that God places people in your life sometime when you're going through trouble that can help you to get where you got to go. The grace of God causes our place to be full when we get there and we're hungry. You see, some people remember when there wasn't no such thing as H-E-B. Some people remember that you didn't have the corner store to be able to go through. If you went to the store, so it was one of those old-time stores that you went to, or you didn't have to go to the store because you killed everything you wanted to eat. I know I got some witnesses to say, you know, I've had to eat a squirrel in my life. I've had to eat a rabbit in my life. We've had to eat deer in my life. If it was fish we had to eat, we had to do that. It was by God's grace that we were able to eat at all. You see, I understand. I got some people here this morning that can say, you know what, you can call it luck if you want to, but I know that I walk in God's grace every day. That it had not been for the Lord who was on my side, where would I be this morning? You can ask that same question about yourself. If it had not been for the Lord on your side, where would you be today? You need to understand that the Lord is the one that did it. You see, church, as Christians, we look back over this journey that we've gone through, and sometimes the Lord lets you get a peek into your future. Let me see where I am, Lord. You know what? I don't have everything that I want. I don't have this car that I say that I wanted. At this time of my life, I would already be retired. You know, Lord, I would have money in the bank, but all I got in the bank is change, and they don't even want to give me that. I don't even have a job to go to and stuff to be able to work and get where I want to get to. People still talking about me, putting me down, Lord, but you know what? By the grace, I'm still able to do the thing that you called me to do. I may not have everything that I want. I may not have everything that I need, but you told me that you would give me my daily bread. Yes. And I think that the Lord has done that this morning. We can see that it wasn't nothing about luck. It was all about grace. Yes. Because see, when you're going through a hard time, it's grace that sees you through. Yes. I don't care what people say and stuff. Let somebody die in your family. I tell you what, you don't have more chicken at your house than Colonel Sanders got. But when it comes time after a while and all the phone calls stop coming and people stop checking on you, it's grace that brings you through that thing. Because you find yourself that you're all alone. But see, this text focuses on Christ, showing that the grace was on him when he was young in life. You ever wonder what Mary did when Jesus cried? You ever wonder when he had to be fed, what did Mary think? She's a teenager. She don't know nothing about kids. What did she think? What did she do? You're talking about Jesus, God in the flesh. What milk could you give him that he needed? What could you give him that he needed? The grace of God was already on him. Every time something happened in Jesus' life, angels showed up. Every time it was there, angels showed up. When he needed to be protected, angels showed up. He was there even when he was a baby in the manger. He was there. He was protected even then. Because the grace of God was on him. But Mary and Joseph obeyed everything that God was telling him. You look at it, they were so young. They go into the temple and they brought the Christ child in to be dedicated and blessed and circumcised according to the Mosaic law. For the Bible study people here. In addition to bringing that offering, they had to bring 2 turtle doves and 2 pigeons as a blessing that Moses told them to do. And then they met a man named Simeon there. An older man that God told him, say, you won't see death until you see the Savior. Simeon lived on that because the grace, talk about a promise made and a promise kept. When God tells you that you're not going to die until you see the Savior come into this world. That's grace when you're talking about it right there. Then he walked into somebody else. He walked into Anna the prophetess, who's been foretold that, before leaving Bethlehem, you're going to see the Lord. It's in the text of the word grace that's translated the Greek word meaning charis, which is, you should write this down if you brought your pencil, which is grace. It means the divine influence upon the heart and the life of an individual in a way that's reflected in the direction and purpose of their life. You see, that's so deep and stuff that we can't even comprehend that. That's what it is, right? And the definition suggested that the recipients of God's grace are those whose hearts and life are directed toward his will. His will. Luke says that the grace of God was upon him. And it indicates that the child's life was influenced and it achieved exactly what God wanted it to do. It explains how this child was protected in the days after his birth, after the soldiers of Herod came to kill him. It was grace that got him through that. It explains how hundreds of soldiers searching for a baby whose parents were able to slip out the country without a passport, go to a foreign land, wait for the king to die, make it all the way back. It was the grace that protected him to be able to do that. It explains how Joseph, he had some money but became poor, survived, and provided for his family in Egypt where he wasn't supposed to be able to do that. It was the grace of God that did that. It explains how the wise men were able to find him when nobody else could. The grace of God was upon him. You see, all these things indicate that the child's life was there for God to achieve his own purpose. You see, if we follow the life of Christ, we get it clear. We need to know that it's the meaning of grace that you need to understand. 3 things for you this morning. First thing, the grace of God serves a divine purpose. When the grace of God is upon you, it's for a divine purpose. Dr. H.W. Breacher says it this way. He told a story of a traveler one time traveling upon a bridge in a storm. Despite the howling winds, he rode on a donkey across the bridge to find lodging at an inn that he came to. The next morning, he gets up and he was able to cross the bridge. The man answered and asked him, saying, "How did you get across that bridge?" He said, "I rode across it." The innkeeper said, "Let me show you something." He walks him outside, and the bridge was washed out 2 days before that. How did you get across this bridge? Only a strip of plank that's right there raging. The water's right there in the middle of a storm. And without missing a step, you go across a bridge where there's no bridge. The traveler nearly fainted when he looked down and said, "There's a 100-foot drop where you were supposed to drop right here." And the innkeeper asked him, said, "Where you going?" He answered and said, "I'm delivering medicine to a hospital in the valley because without it, hundreds of people are getting ready to die." The innkeeper told him, say, "Now you know that you were able to do the impossible because grace carries you across the bridge." You see, when our life is in trouble and we're going through things in our life, it's the grace that carries you across the bridge because somebody is praying for you to come out and help them right now. In the same sense, God's grace is upon you for that very reason. We take for granted that's what it is. You may be the answer to somebody's prayer right now. And we can't look and see it because we think about me. We think about I. You see, we were saved from the fire that started at your house for some reason. You survived all the hardships that was going on in the history of your life for some reason. that accident you was in that was coming your way, and God puts his hand down and block you from being hurt on the road, and you wonder how you did it? It was because the grace was upon your life right then. You understand that you got that conflict in your family that almost destroyed your spirit, but God steps in with grace and solves the whole thing. It's the grace of God that, you know, the people that you help others for some reason. You have to understand that it's not by chance. Yes. And it's not by luck. It's by grace. The grace of God that's done it for you. The second thing, those who assist in a divine purpose, they share his grace. It wasn't meant to be kept right here. We can't do this from being inside the walls of this church. It's time for us to get out there and tell someone else about the grace and how good God has been to you. Because if you ever been down to the last of your last of your last, and you don't know how you're going to make it, and all of a sudden things start turning around, it's not man that did it. It was grace that walked in and said, I'm going to give you this right now. And if you just hold on and have faith that I can do it, I'm going to pour a little bit more into your life also. You just got to hold on and see it. Yeah. You see, Simeon and Anna were blessed in their old age because of the grace of the people that they helped. That's what we have to be able to look at. Who you helped today? Who have come to you for help and you turned your back on them? Who is it that we said in Sunday school this morning? We ride down the road and come to the red light and that beggar is on side the road. And you say, Lord, don't let the car stop right here. Don't let anything stop. Let me go through the light because I don't want them to stop and talk to me. Do you realize that that could be the Lord that you're talking to right there? That could be the Lord that's giving you a word right there. That could be the Lord that's telling you and stuff, what are you going to do? But he said, what you do for the least of these, you've done this for me. You see, we talk about the widow woman in the Old Testament whose barrel never ran out of meal because of faith and the grace showed up at her house. She was an example of a person being blessed by grace. God always has a ram in the bush. God always has something that he can use. The prophet Elijah was being used by God, but when this woman sought for help, she found that her barrel never ran dry again because the grace of God fell upon her. You see, she was blessed to be able to help somebody that needed help. Well, I got it, Pastor. Elijah was a prophet. That was God supposed to do to him. What about Rahab, who hid the spies in the promised land? What about her? She later became blessed because she helped them. Today there's so many people who are looking for somebody to tell them about how good God has been to you. And you know what we do? We stay quiet. We stay quiet. When you're looking for help, we won't say anything. Or when they need just a piece of bread, we won't give them even that. As much as God has given us, as good as God has been to you, on your poorest day, there's some people out there that don't have anything. We got clothes in our closet that we can't even wear. We're praying to the Lord to let me lose 20, Lord, that I can get back in that dress one more time. I'm praying, Lord, that I can lose just a few. I can get back in here. And we got people that don't have clothes, and we won't even take them out of our closet and say, you know what? I can bless you with this. God is saying, as good as I've been to you, that you don't have the grace to be able to help someone else. You see, people really understand that those who serve to the homeless people out there, the ones that Jesus would come back here and be able to come and see. He wouldn't come to the rich folks. Jesus wouldn't come to the bougie folks. Jesus wouldn't come to the people that got big money. Jesus wouldn't come to the people driving a BMW or a Cadillac, anything like that, or a Lexus. Jesus wouldn't come to them. Jesus would come to the ones that's walking, that don't have shoes to wear. He would come to them because he said, you know what? That's how I had to do it. When you get so big, of all the things that God has got to you, when you can't help those that are less fortunate, that you can't visit the sick, when they can't come to the church house, we won't even call and ask them how they doing. When you can't care for a wayward child, when you can't come and give a helping hand in a small way to somebody that just needs a little bit of something. God said, all the grace I've given you, to mean you can't give that to somebody else. Help me, somebody. Lord, all I gave you, and you mean you can't give it? The grace of God is upon you, and you won't share it with nobody. That's why we need to look at it and say those who recognize grace are also humble. Humble. You got your Bible, turn to Psalm 73 right quick. Psalm 73. Go to that one right quick. Psalm number 73. Right before 72. Psalm number 73. Got it? Got it? Got it? Psalm number 73. Look at what the Lord said. This is why you have to be humble so you get envious. Look at what the Lord says. Look at what the Lord says. There's somebody at the door out there. I see somebody at the door. Ushers, there's somebody at the outside door right there. They're looking for a way in. Psalm number 73. Look at what it said. They just went down by the Dewayne Hall. I got them on X-ray vision. I see them. They're walking down that way towards the Dewayne Hall. There they go. There we go. Psalm number 73, look at what it says. It said, truly, God is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. The Lord says, I saw somebody with something, and the reason why I can't have grace because I'm envious, Sister Butler, of what you got. Because I'm envious, Sister Rosalind, of what you got. Because I'm envious, Jerry, of what you got. God says you don't have to be that. All you got to be is humble. You see, those who realize the influence of God's grace in their life know that I got to be humble. You don't have to brag. You don't have to talk about what you got. You don't have to get the big head. God said, because as surely as I gave it to you, I can take it back. As surely as I've given it to you, I'll take it back. You know what? When you die, you can't take nothing with you when you leave here. If somebody else going to use it, and you know what? You ain't going to have a daggone thing to say about it. They're going to do exactly what they want to do with it. You see, they're quick to not to boast because I know him and who he is. 1 Corinthians 15:10, Paul says it this way, but by the grace of God, I am what I am. And his grace which was bestowed, which means it was given to me, upon me in vain, but I labored more abundantly than they all. But it was the grace of God which was with me. You see, when you got God's grace with you, it don't matter what they call for you to do. It don't matter what nobody say about you. If the Lord says you can be a servant and you can work in my house, I will bless you more than anybody on earth can give you. As long as we're waiting for him to do it, he makes it clear that whatever success you succeed, it's been by the grace of God. You see, his grace was bestowed. It wasn't on him. It wasn't earned. He gave it freely. You see, you have to realize that you've been guarded to this point in your life, not by your own knowledge, but by the wisdom and the grace of God himself. We get to the point of thinking that I did this all by myself. All by myself. I did this, Pastor, all by myself. Nobody else helped me with it. I asked people for help and they didn't help me. Now I hate them. I don't do anything for them. I hope God take everything they got. Then now they got to come and ask me for something. I want to show them who I am. I used to be that way. I asked them for something. They told me, no, wait till God give me mine. I'm going to show you who it is. Now God do that and somebody come and ask me for it. Don't reach in my pocket before I know what's going on. I said this morning, I have other people give my money way quicker than me. But you know what? The Lord say that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. That's okay. That's okay. It humbles me to know that grace follows me. You see, when grace is upon you, I said this last week and stuff, when you are blessed by the Lord, if you understand who the Lord is and you follow what the Lord said, you don't have to be standing still. If you're walking, just like the leper was walking, your blessing will follow you. It'll go where you're going until it catch up with you. You're going to be blessed all the way as you're going. And then grace shows up at the other end. You already got mercy over here because you should have died. But you know what? Right down there, it's grace. And it goes as you're going right there. Grace knows. God knows that we can't make it without it. You see, we know what grace really is. We know that we should remain humble when we get grace too. But you see what happens when grace is upon you. How does your life change? How do other people know that you got grace upon you? Do you stay the same? You the same person and stuff as it was? Are you that? When you can just stay that way? Can you get humble? When God has given you, what happens when it falls upon you? When the grace of God is upon the wise, as we recognize it's not luck, but it's the hand of God that reaches down and it pushes you in the direction that you got to go. You're stuck in that same position you've been in for 25 years, but God is pushing you to where you got to go. Don't try to put a date and a time stamp on God. You can't do that because God's time is his time. He brings the grace where he want to bring it. He may bring it on the day that you getting ready to check about this world. But you know, grace shows up when God wants for it to show up. If that's what it takes for me to get a ticket to paradise, Lord, let it come at the last breath in my body. That he can give me grace that way. Jesus, even at the age of 12, tells his mom, don't you know it's time for me to be about my Father's business? It ain't time for me to stay here with you when grace is upon us. Don't you know it's time for us to be about our Father's business? When grace is upon you, don't you know we should be doing things in his name, not mine? When the grace is upon you, don't you know that God smiles on everything that you do? When God smiles on you because of the children that you help along the way, when God smiles because the elderly that needed somebody just to come and say that I love you, don't you know God smiles on you and grace falls on you? Don't you know when God's grace is upon you that God orders your steps? That you can make it where you gotta go. You don't have to worry about stumbling and falling. If you even do, the Lord say, I will pick you up, turn you around, place your feet on solid ground, and I will walk with you, and I'll talk with you, and every now and then I'll tell you that you're my own. That's what grace does for you. I can understand why the songwriter said, guide me, thou O great Jehovah. You see, we can't understand what he said, that guide me. That old song right there hits you every time. Pilgrim through this barren land. I'm weak, but thou art mighty. Hold me in thy powerful hand. That's grace that God is talking about. You don't know about you, but I'm glad that God has smiled on me today. I'm glad that he smiled on me. See, Lord, I'm the only one that can say that. Everybody else can be quiet, but Lord, I'm glad that you smiled on me today. You may not have smiled on them, but I can lift my hands and say, glory, because God has smiled on me on this day. If you've gone through something up to right now, God has smiled on you right now. See, I got to get you to understand that. I got to get you to see that. When God smiles on you, he gives you strength when your burdens become heavy. I don't know if you've been burdened down before. I know you ain't never had a burden in your life. I'm the only one that's being held down, pressed down by burdens in my life. He can give you assurance that when everything goes wrong, if you got the grace of God upon you, I can make everything all right. It can give you inspiration when difficulties come. The grace shows up when you got discomfort and disaster strikes, and the doctor tells you you're not going to make it. When everybody will say you're going to die anyway, and the grace shows up and say, rise up and live. Because of God's grace, we're able to keep on going. When the road gets tough, we get to keep on going when it don't seem like we're going to make it. You can keep on singing even when pain is wrecking your body. You can keep on working even when your body gets weary. You see, God told Paul, my grace is sufficient for you. Even when you're going through something, he said, I can sustain you through your season of pain. Paul had a thorn in his flesh. What kind of thorn are you carrying right now? God said, you don't have to pull it out. Let it be right there, because you know what I found out? I found out that this grace really is sufficient. When you're hurting and when you're in pain, when you're down to your last, when you don't know which way you're going to turn, and even when the sun is shining, it's dark outside, the grace shows up right there. See, Paul said in Ephesians 2:5, he said, even when we're dead in our sins, it has quickened us together with Christ by grace. You are saved. You see, we don't get it, Lord. We think that you just do all of these things. You gotta suffer sometimes. I know I do, Lord. I gotta hurt sometimes, Lord. I know I do, Lord. Lord, I got to yield something sometimes, Lord. I got to yield to that. It hurts me, Lord. I know, Lord, I'm going to be confused sometimes, Lord. I know I'm going to be troubled sometimes, Lord. I know I'm going to go through some things, Lord, and I got to ask you why I'm going through this. And even when it seems like you forgot me, I know that you're still there, Lord. And all I got to do is hold on just a little while longer. I can't force you to do anything. But if I can go through all of this, if it's for God's glory, then let me suffer. Because you know I know what's on the other side with it. Just when your neck is on the chopping block. Just when the noose is on your neck. Just when you're at the end of your rope, all of a sudden Calvary shows up. All of a sudden grace shows up right there. God likes to work with nothing else and nobody else will. When somebody puts you down, remember, God's grace is good enough for you. When you're broken, you don't have a dime, God's grace is good enough for you. When you don't have nothing to eat, God said, my grace is good enough for you. When you don't have a song in your heart, God's grace is good enough for you. When you got doubt in your mind, God's grace is good enough for you. When the doctor tell you that you're getting ready to check up out of here, say that's what you said. But God's grace is good enough for me. When you're blind and you can't see, you ought to say God's grace is good enough for me. When you're hurting, they say you got diabetes, you got diabetes. God says his grace is sufficient for me. When you got high blood pressure, you don't think you can make it, God's grace is good enough for me. When you're lame, you can't walk, God's grace is good enough. You got to understand, Romans 6 and 14 say, for sin shall not have dominion over you, but you are not under the law, but you are under grace. It is for the grace. Grace. The grace of God is upon you. Why, Lord? Why? Because it heals every wound that you may have. Why, God? Why? Because it's comfort for your every sorrow. Why, God? Why? It's because the assurance that even when under despair, you're still there, Lord. Why, God? Why? When they can love the unlovable. Why, God? Lord, why? I can forgive unforgiveness, Lord. Why, Lord? Why? I can have encouragement in time of discouragement. Why, God? Why? It's because the grace makes the mountain that's facing me easier to be able to climb. And it makes the valleys low enough to be able to cross. And it makes pain enough to be able to endure. And it makes my burdens enough to be bare. Paul tells Timothy, he says, therefore, my son, be strong in grace that's in Jesus Christ. You see, we should shout and lift our hands and thank God for grace this morning. I don't know what you're doing, and I don't know how you're doing. You know you don't deserve grace right now. You know you don't deserve it. You couldn't work for it. You couldn't buy it. You couldn't borrow it. God just stepped in and gave you grace this morning. When everyone else was ready to give up on you, grace just stepped in. When people told you that you were never going to be no count, grace just stepped in. When you were ready to throw in the towel, grace just stepped in. When the devil came and demanded that you die, you know what happened? Grace walked right in there. God stepped in and said, I still want you. I'll take you and fix you up, turn you around, place your feet on solid ground, and plant you where you are, where I want you to be. See, thank him for the grace this morning. Somebody drove in here on God's grace this morning. It wasn't by the car that you